Living on a bus while working on a bus. Is it a good idea?
I'm still up in the air about that.
Hello, I'm Andy.
I'm Nancy.
Welcome back to our channel. Today's video,
The good,
the bad,
and all of the in-between when it comes to living on our bus while we work on it.
yeah, because it's not all bad, but it's not all good. Follow along and you'll see what we
Mean.
yeah. Also, I have a recap on the diesel heater, both on how loud it is and what I would do differently next time. And that'll also be
Or
probably the end of this
still
video.
even this time.
Or still even this time, yeah, because I don't think I'm done yet. Third install, but that's the way it goes. So what should we do? Start with the good, start with the bad, or just mix them all together?
The best thing that could possibly have come out of us living on the bus while we work on it is the floor plan.
Oh.
Because we had suggested that Connor have his bed down in the first storage bay down below.
You know, like Harry Potter, the boy below the stairs.
And that, being teased about that right there, is why I think he said no for so long. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden one day he says, oh, I changed my mind, by the way. I want to have my bedroom down in that first bay. And we said, oh, okay, perfect, because we have no walls.
Yeah.
Things can be moved very, very easily. And that makes our bedroom bigger.
Yeah, we're going to shrink what would be his bedroom down to, we're going to call it a den. It's, in case we have to go up to Minnesota in the winter where it's, you know, we could easily see 10, 15 below zero.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I can keep the bay warm enough to sleep in at 15 below zero. So, what was going to be his room is shrunk to its bare minimum, and it's going to be used as a den.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's shorter even than the length of the twin bed because that bed's going to have to bump into our room a little bit for foot space. But desktop for me.
Yeah.
Foot space for Allison probably doesn't need foot space. She's a shorty.
But if her daughter comes to visit us, it gives her a place to sleep too. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
and all of the storage, because now that bed will be the couch that we were going to have up front. So all the storage that we were going to have up here, batteries, random stuff, whatever we need in the future for whatever, is going to be in there. So we have room up here.
Then suddenly a thought struck him like a 20,000-volt charge.
Boris, you have great idea.
No, but I have defective cord and electric pencil sharpener.
Who knows? We don't even
For
know
who
what
knows,
we're doing yet.
who the hell knows what.
Couple of chairs though work pretty nicely.
Yeah, yeah. And the entrance to Connor's bedroom is going to be like right here, which I don't think you can see. Oh, here.
Still don't think they can see it.
Okay, like right here, I think we're gonna. We'll have to shave the. You can see me. The steel frame down at the bottom, and move this over. Cut the steel frame down at the bottom. And move this section over here and have his door there, but it'll just blend right in with the cabinets. So that's the plan. But we all know how we do with plans.
I think I'm crooked now, but
I think you are.
So what's one of the bad things about working on a bus while living on a bus?
Everybody's things everywhere.
I think so.
Everywhere.
And we don't have enough storage yet. The storage isn't built.
No.
So the stuff's in bins and boxes stacked, and construction mess gets in the way of living mess.
And there are things that I would like to be making that I can't make because I have nowhere to pull my stuff out and spread my stuff out, because if you make things that all you know, it spreads.
We'll have to turn the camera around, but her sewing stuff is all here on a cart, and once that comes out, that kind of takes over the space. It's nice that it can go back and go into that cart in that space, but
it's really hard mid-project to just wrap everything back up and stuff it back into boxes.
Yeah, and it's hard for me to be working on one project while she's working on a project. It's not enough space for two people.
No.
Not enough space for two projects. It's enough space for two people. It's not two projects. Once we have a workspace in our bedroom,
all my sewing stuff will be in the bedroom, because then I can just use the bed and have this nice big space.
Yeah.
And
I had no idea how much air conditioning it was going to take to keep this bus cold. I knew it was going to probably take more than one air conditioner, and yeah, we found that out really quickly. One probably was enough to sleep.
Not quite, yeah.
Yeah, enough to sleep in. You could plastic off the back of the bus and say, hey, we can sleep in this 12 feet of bus, but it wasn't enough for the whole bus. 2 air conditioners? Almost. If you can have shade control, I think 2 air conditioners is enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think 2 air conditioners would be fine if we could afford some ridiculous awnings that came out and spread down the side of the bus. My God, those things are expensive.
And then a windy Oklahoma day like today, you couldn't have the awnings out anyway.
Yeah, when the standard winds are 10, 20, 15, whatever.
But awnings would probably help out a lot. A 3rd air conditioner would probably help, but I don't think I want to listen to 3 air conditioners. Reflectix on the windows works and keeps it so with 2 air conditioners it stays comfortable in here up into the 90s.
One of the things we wanted to do with the bus was avoid that really, really hot and the really, really cold.
But 2 air conditioners I found is going to be enough. We can make 2 air conditioners work, and that's taking 30 amps, and that's really all. It's all I really wanted to have to run for air conditioners too. But now I know I can do it. I know we can do it.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing that was really nice was being in here originally in February, March. Even April, it was still cold.
Yeah. March was a lot of days below 0.
And getting to learn what we need for heat.
Yeah. Yeah, we started out with propane. Propane doesn't work. I mean, it works if you want to.
It works if you want to get rained on while you sleep.
Yeah, but the metal beams would get moisture on them and it'd drip down on you, and propane just puts too much moisture in the air.
Oh,
we found the diesel heater last March probably, and we're never going back.
I highly recommend it if you're building a bus and you're looking for heat. Don't go with a wood stove unless you simply want the aesthetics or the nice little cozy night by the fire, because to get up and put wood in the tiny little wood stoves over and over and over. I grew up with wood heat. It got really cold because nobody gets up in the middle of the night to go put wood in the stove.
And
diesel heater.
I think we're going to go 2 diesel heaters. I think we're going to install one in the back, have one for the bedrooms, and then one for the area up front here. And the diesel heater up front here is going to have a vent that goes into the bay for Connor's room too. So I think at the end, 1 diesel heater can keep us comfortable by itself. I don't know, 10 degrees, 15 degrees. I mean, comfortable like above 70 in here, 70 degrees in here.
Yeah, I think when we were in here this spring and it was so cold, we had the diesel heater and it got really cold right after that for a few days. And when it was so cold, it was like below 0 then, wasn't it even?
I don't know.
Think it was back below 0.
I thought it got down to about 15 below, 10 or 15 below.
Yeah. We ended up needing to use the propane heater with it, but with the diesel heater running, it took quite a bit of moisture out of it.
And that was no added insulation. We've added some insulation since, and we'll add more insulation as we go. But it's we know what we need for heating and air conditioning requirements. So as we build the bus, we're not going to say, oh, we needed to cut another hole or whatever. We're going to get that done the first time.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bad for you. Are we just going to roll right along here?
Yeah, what's
there's
a bad?
For you?
Okay.
The order of the build. Like, we watch videos of people building and they tear everything out. They lay down new floors. They put up walls. They put in cabinets. They make rooms. They install bathrooms. And here we're...
Where do you suppose we are, Rock?
We're right in the middle of nowhere, Bullwinkle.
Oh, I'm glad. I thought for a minute we were lost.
Yeah.
I don't even know what kind of order we're going in.
We put up the cabinets before we put up the wall behind it. So then you got to put up a wall behind it and bolt cabinets to a wall that cabinets were already there. Probably not the way most people would do it, but it works. It's living on the bus and working on the bus, it works.
We kind of figured that if we are going to be living on it while we're working on it, we need to have a real functional living space with, a place to hang out, chairs. We have a television we still haven't hooked up yet. But, we need a kitchen. We need a place. My plants needed a home. All of my plants needed a home. And I think I've run out of space, but I still have more plants. I have plants everywhere.
So the front 20 feet of the bus, aside from aesthetically, and there's probably going to be some more shelves and a little bit more storage built in, it's really pretty well done and it's really usable. The back half of the bus is still sheets hung through on cords.
Yeah. The only thing change-wise would be the cabinet for Connor's room, but that's a Connor's room thing, not a kitchen thing, and that's got to wait for a very long time.
So go back to a good?
Go back to a good? I don't know. What is the good?
Well,
that one's
Yeah.
a good one and a bad
Yeah,
one. all
proximity
together.
to
That's a
workspace.
mixed one.
yeah,
That's
it's
a mixed
nice.
bag.
I'm a night owl. She's an early bird.
I'm a
and
like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning early bird.
So I can't work.
Not by choice.
I can't work in the same place she's trying to sleep, and vice versa.
And you can see, I have eyelids. But Andy swears I don't because any light at all and I can't sleep. So putting that wall up behind the stove and, you know, actually having a wall there where we have a wall has been like a godsend.
Yeah.
Because then he can actually sit up at night and edit and do all this and we don't have to try to find a way to hang up curtains in the back or something and then still have light shine through. It blocks a lot of the light.
Yeah.
And then I went and said we can have the Christmas lights on all night long and it didn't bother me at all. It's because they're a nice warm glow.
Hopefully, by living on the bus while working on the bus and these changes while we're living here, we'll make it so we don't have to build a second bus.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, we'll likely build a second one if we really find we
Yeah.
like this and then
But
Connor's not
we'll
with
build
us.
one
And
because our
our
we
needs
go from,
change.
We go
We'll-
from 3 to 2, not because we didn't build the right bus for the 3 of us.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get the right bus for the 3 of us by living on it and working on it. I think that's probably the best part.
Yeah.
And I guess it's not on the list, but we're not paying the rent to live somewhere and the rent to park a bus somewhere where you can work on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And for a while
yeah.
there, we were paying 2 rents, and that got really expensive. When you're paying rent where your bus is at, and you're paying rent where you're living.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough,
That's
too.
a lot of money. It adds up fast.
I don't know if this is going to help you or hurt you. If you're thinking about, hey, I want to build a bus, can you really work on a bus and build a bus at the same time? I think you can if you're willing to forgo, some
If
Yeah.
you want, if you're willing to be flexible with your timeline, and you can adapt. Oh, I don't really need that right now, but we do need this, so let's do that. And when you're living on it, not just building to build it to live in it later, you do realize what's more important. What is important in this, and a kitchen is important.
Yeah, a kitchen and a place to hang out and stuff. Kitchen was really the biggest one.
Yeah,
Everyone needs food,
I need to eat.
so if
Now,
you're thinking of
actually would be good.
So if you're thinking about building a bus and you can't afford to both build a bus and live somewhere else, can you do both at the same time? Yeah, you probably should demo your bus first and some other stuff you really can't do while you live on.
Yeah, I would not recommend trying to take everything out of here while you're
No,
staying in
no,
here
not at
because
all.
it's insane.
But once you get past the demo stage and you get to the building stage, you can camp in half the bus while working in half the bus. If you can handle camping in half the bus while working in half the bus, it's possible. We proved that we can do it. We're still doing it.
Eventually.
The cabinet behind me here, underneath it is where the diesel heater puts its air out. This cabinet does not have a door on it because, well, it gets way too hot with the diesel heater with the cabinet door closed. I'll show you what I mean. Right now the heat comes up underneath that cabinet right there, and it comes out this direction and then out this direction down the hallway. That part of it works pretty well, except I'm going to move it from there to there, and I'm going to build a cabinet above it for the garbage can. Then I'll probably put a couple inches of foam insulation in the bottom of that cabinet to make sure the heat comes out this way and doesn't just warm up our garbage. Now that I've shared with you what I'd change about the diesel heater, I'm going to take my decibel meter and I'm going to measure the input, which is on this side of the fridge, the output on the other side of the fridge. Then I'll go outside and measure too. It's pretty windy outside. I don't know how accurate of a reading I'm going to get outside, but I should get pretty accurate readings in here. I've turned off the fridge. I've turned off anything that makes noise, so the ambient noise is as low as possible with the decibel meter, and we'll just see where it puts us. Wow, that wind makes a difference. With no wind, we're sitting at about 40 decibels. With wind, 42 to 44. Let's turn the diesel heater on and see how much this changes. It is now on low, and I have the decibel meter in the same place in the middle of the kitchen. Let's go to the input and let's see how loud that is. Somewhere around the 50 some decibels. Let's go to the output and listen to that now. The heater is now on high. Let's reset this and see where it shows. Slightly higher than it was on low. Let's go over by the input. .66 to 68 decibels. Now we'll go by the output. Low 60s. Now this is an air conditioner and a heater. If it's 45, 50 degrees and above, it works really nice as a heater. Just set it to like 68 degrees and that's what it keeps the bus. We really like it, and we really like it as an air conditioner. Works like a heat pump, similar to like a mini split. But wow, is it loud compared to the diesel heater. And my phone is out of the way of the wind. The wind will come out this way. It's now on, it's blowing warm air. And let's see what the decibel meter says. Mid 70s for decibels. Let's move it over to the middle of the kitchen, where the decibel meter for the diesel heater was sitting around 50. And that's with that on low. If I turn it on high, it gets a little bit louder yet. It's the next day. It's way less windy today. It's like 5 to 7 mile an hour winds. I'm going to try my best to use a decibel. Of course, there comes a breeze. I'm going to try my best to use the decibel meter outside here and see how much noise this really does make. I have the cell phone protected from wind right now. Let's see if we can get a baseline reading on this decibel meter. It's going to be tough, but let's go over to the heater now. The exhaust is right there. I'm sure you can hear it. Decibel meter is showing pretty consistent 80 decibels. And that is with it on high. If it's on low, it's a little bit quieter, but really isn't that loud out here. You do hear some noise from it outside here. If I open up this bay, you'll hear the noise from the actual diesel heater itself too now. .75, 76 decibels right at the diesel heater while it's on high seems pretty acceptable.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
And while the diesel heater isn't exactly quiet, it's by no means loud. It's much quieter than our other heater, and I think it's just as quiet as our furnace was in our old house. Download a free decibel meter app on your phone, go around your house, look at different decibel levels, and you'll have a good idea of how loud our diesel heater actually is. And hopefully this helps somebody out. If you have any questions about living on a bus or working on a bus, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to them. I guess that's about it.
Yeah.
Until next time, peace.
Bye.